Okay, so get this, right? We've got this collection of sources all pointing to this idea that 1 by 1 might actually equal 2. Wild, right?
Yeah, it's definitely one of the more unconventional theories we've dug into. And what's really captured my attention is the source of this claim, Terrance Howard.
Terrance Howard, as in the actor, like Iron Man Terrance Howard.
The one and only. It seems our boy's got some thoughts on mathematics, specifically this whole 1 by 1 conundrum.
So let's jump into it. The universebook.txt, right? That's where he lays out his argument.
Exactly. He starts with this concept of multiplication as repeated addition. So, like, if you add 1 to itself once, well, wouldn't you get 2? Making 1 by 1 is 2.
See, now, my brain immediately wants to say, hold on, that's not how multiplication works. But I'm trying to stay open here.
And that's the thing. It does seem to contradict everything we've learned about basic math, right? But then Howard throws in these examples, and it gets you thinking.
Like what? Give me an example.
Okay, picture ocean waves. When two waves collide, their amplitude doesn't just combine, it doubles, right? Suggesting this inherent doubling effect in nature.
Okay, I can see where he's going with that. It's just waves, right?
Right, but then he points to other examples from nature, like think about hydrogen atoms fusing to form a molecule. It's not just two atoms coexisting, it's the creation of something entirely new, something more complex.
Okay, I'm starting to see the thread he's pulling on here. So it's not just about the math being wrong, it's about the potential for our entire model of the universe being built on a flawed assumption.
Exactly. It's like he's asking, what if there's this hidden layer of reality that we've completely missed because we've been so focused on 1 by 1 equaling 1?
So we've got this whole 1 by 1 thing swirling around.
Yeah.
And it's got me thinking about the foundation of, like, everything we understand about the universe. But then Terrance Howard takes it a step further with these concepts he calls the linchpin, Terrane wave fields, and then there's this thunderstorm generator. It's a lot to process.
He's basically building a whole new framework for understanding reality, and it all hinges on this idea that our current model is, well, incomplete.
It's like, whoa, hold on a minute. We might be missing a fundamental piece of the puzzle here.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's unpack some of this. What exactly is the linchpin?
Imagine, if you will, a four-dimensional geometric object.
Okay, already losing me.
It's kind of like a sphere, but instead of existing in 3 dimensions, it intersects with other spheres in a 4-dimensional space. This, according to Howard, is the linchpin, the most fundamental building block of space-time itself.
So instead of tiny particles, we're talking about these complex, interconnected geometric shapes forming the fabric of reality.
You're getting it. And then we have these Terrane wave fields, which govern how waves, and I'm not just talking about light waves, but gravity, sound, even thought waves, propagate through this fabric of space-time.
Wait, thought waves?
Uh-huh.
As in, like, what's going on in our heads?
That's how he sees it. Each type of Terrane wave field, and he's got some pretty wild names for them. Tetraterrane, Huntine, even a heavenly wave field. Each one has its own unique properties and influences how energy interacts with the linchpin.
So it's like this hidden network of currents, these Terrane wave fields, that determine how energy flows through the universe.
It's a pretty radical concept, right? But here's where it gets really interesting. We're not just talking theoretical physics here. There's this device, the thunderstorm generator, that supposedly puts these principles into action.
Okay, now we're getting into some sci-fi territory. What is this thunderstorm generator, and how does it connect to all of this?
This is where we see a potential bridge between these mind-boggling concepts and real-world applications. Malcolm Bendall, who you know has been working closely with Terrance Howard, claims to have created this device that can actually transmute elements. Specifically, it's said to target pollutants.
You're saying it can, like, clean up the environment. Not by filtering pollutants out, but by transforming them at a fundamental level.
Exactly. The sources suggest it can break down harmful substances like carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, even hydrocarbons, converting them into more benign elements. If this is true, it could revolutionize how we approach pollution and climate change.
Hold on. This thunderstorm generator, it sounds like something straight out of a movie. How does it even work? What's the science behind it?
This is where those Terrane wave fields come back into play. From what I understand, the generator creates these controlled plasmoids, or what most people would recognize as ball lightning, by harnessing and manipulating these fields. And it's within these plasmoids that the transmutation supposedly occurs.
Ball lightning, like those mysterious glowing orbs you'd sometimes see during thunderstorms.
The very same. Ball lightning has always been a bit of an enigma to scientists. Howard, it seems, believes it's not just a random phenomenon, but a key to understanding and manipulating energy at a much deeper level.
Okay, so we got this new model of space-time, these mysterious energy fields, and a device that can supposedly manipulate them to transmute matter. I mean, that's a lot to wrap your head around, but it gets even wilder than that, right?
You're talking about Bob Greener and his analysis of the thunderstorm generator.
Exactly. This is where new earth-shattering findings.txt comes in, and things take a turn towards the truly mind-boggling.
It's not every day you see those words, earth-shattering findings, in a scientific paper. What is it about Greener's work that caught your eye?
So we've got Bob Greener, this expert on ball lightning, studying a device that's already pushing the boundaries of known science. And he stumbles onto something that links this high-tech invention to, get this, ancient symbols. It's like we're about to crack the code of some ancient secret society or something.
It's the kind of discovery that makes you question everything, like what if we've had it all wrong this whole time? What Greener found when he took a closer look at the thunderstorm generator, really zoomed in at a microscopic level, were these geometric patterns.
Patterns. Okay, like what? What kind of patterns are we talking about?
Specifically, he found the seed of life and the flower of life. And these aren't just random doodles. We're talking about shapes with deep roots in sacred geometry.
Sacred geometry. Okay, now you're going full-on ancient mysteries on me. For those of us who haven't exactly been brushing up on our sacred geometry, what are these seed of life and flower of life things, and why should we care that they're showing up in this futuristic tech?
Picture this. The seed of life is like this simple blueprint, a circle with 6 more circles perfectly nestled inside. And from this seemingly basic pattern, you can create tons of other geometric forms, including the flower of life, which is more complex with all these overlapping circles. Think of it like a perfectly symmetrical flower made of, more circles. And get this, ancient cultures all over the world, Egyptians, Celts, you name it, they incorporated these patterns into their art, their buildings, their spiritual practices. They believed these shapes held some kind of key to understanding how the universe was created, the fundamental order of everything.
Whoa. Okay, I'm getting chills here. Are we saying that this thunderstorm generator, this thing built with modern technology, is somehow tapping into the same principles that ancient civilizations were exploring thousands of years ago?
Now, wouldn't that be something? And it gets even wilder. Greener, while he's researching all of this, he starts digging into these symbols and he finds them everywhere. Not just in ancient cultures, but in Masonic symbols, alchemical texts, esoteric traditions throughout history. It's like this knowledge, this understanding of a deeper layer of reality has been with us all along, hidden in plain sight.
It's like we've been circling this knowledge for centuries, catching glimpses of it here and there, but never fully grasping the full picture. It's mind-blowing. This entire deep dive has been a wild ride. We started questioning basic math, and now we're knee-deep in ancient symbols and the potential for, rewriting our understanding of the universe.
And that's the beauty of it, isn't it? It really highlights how important it is to stay open-minded, to question what we think we know and how we know it. Terrance Howard's ideas, even if they seem out there, they force us to confront the possibility that there might be so much more to reality than we can even begin to imagine.
It reminds us that learning and exploring never stops. Sometimes the biggest discoveries, the ones that shift our whole perspective, come from questioning the things we normally take for granted. Who knows, maybe these unconventional ideas, this fusion of ancient wisdom and modern science, hold the key to unlocking a whole new era of understanding and potential. And, if reality truly is built on these geometric patterns, these vibrations that echo throughout the universe, what does that mean for us? What unseen forces are shaping our lives every day, and could we learn to work with them instead of just observing them? Those are the questions I'll be pondering. And for all of you listening, keep an open mind and keep exploring. You never know what you might discover.